Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So for this little video here we are gonna continue where we left last time, and that is me sitting in the Russian all seasons tent, the hot tent, blah blah blah, and having dinner. So we're gonna eat some Russian field rations and maybe something else, and yeah, boy, it's windy and it's snowing. So guys, yeah, please enjoy the video. Right guys, so let's take a look at the field ration here. As I said, it's variant number 2, and I want to take a look at this guy here now, because I want to get to bed as early as possible. That is quite soon. It's 6:30, so yeah, it would be awesome to get to bed as early as possible, and yeah, get up and do some stuff. It would be awesome to also get a little bit to eat other than just Serbian army beans. I normally don't eat field rations and MREs and all that stuff in the field here, but this time I do. Why not? Alright, so I lined up a little menu here which is trying to escape, but we're gonna eat some frikadelkas, some meatballs. We're gonna eat some pate with the biscuits, the crackers, and then we're gonna finish off with some officer's chocolate. We took the meatballs, the frikadelki, because I'm sure there's a few Danes sitting there just like me and wondering, what in the world does Russian frikadeller taste like? Og så drenge, skal vi se hvordan nogle russiske militære frikadeller smager. Det skal nok blive interessant. Let's see hvordan det går. So here we have the meatballs. So what we're gonna do with this little guy here is that we're gonna cut, let's see, 4 holes like that, and like that, and we're gonna put it on the oven. We have a poltergeist. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Dinner is served. Let's take a look at the meatballs there. This is what they look like. Doesn't look too bad. Doesn't smell too bad either. It's hot and oily. It's hot. Has a little bit of a iron-like taste to it. But it can definitely cool off a little bit. It's salty, tomato-like. It seems like this iron-like taste have faded a little bit. But I'll eat and see you when I'm done. Alright guys, so let's try and get this little thermal bivvy out here. But I'm not really, I don't know, still know what to think about it. I'm not really a gadgety guy, so to speak. Yeah, I was saying sitting here in a hot tent with a stove, but I hope you know what I mean. It feels pretty funky so far. It looks pretty darn small. It should have like a tapered design, so this should be the foot end. At least it can open. These are small, I can say. I hoped a little bit that this could potentially help me. As I said, I had these for months and months. Okay, and it stops there. So you can only open it like, yeah, 60 centimeters, 2 feet or something. Let's try and get into it without the sleeping bag. Because as I have found out, this should be able to boost your sleeping bag's temperature range about 5 degrees. I don't know, it was 5 degrees F or C. I mean, this guy here is smaller than my sleeping bag. I doubt this is gonna be very awesome. It doesn't feel like it's made for grown-ups actually. Or very, very skinny people. No way. Alright guys, so I managed to get the bag into the bag, but it reduces the volume of the Canadian bag here a little bit. It was not as bad, or it is not as bad as I initially thought, but it's not breathable or anything, right? And you can open for thermal regulation, as they write. So it's gonna be interesting to see if it works or not, or we're just gonna build up a ton of condensation or what. Wish me luck, guys. Good morning, guys. I think I forgot to press record, but yeah, we are trying to get the oven going with some of these Siberian feather sticks here. We are getting the oven going here because that's there. This camera there obviously needs to warm up a little bit before it's gonna do anything. It's snowing. Alright. Everything is here. Awesome. Yeah, I look a little funky here, but let's take a look at the sleeping bag. I don't know if you can see that easily. That is an insane amount of condensation. And I've not been sleeping with the head in the bag. You can see it's dry out here. Let's get it out of there. You can see the sleeping bag there is soaking wet on the top side. On the bottom is not really anything. I never ever experienced that before with any Bivvy bag. I'm totally in shock. That's where the sleeping bag have been, or the so-called survival bag here opening have been, of course. It's been over there, so that's not wet. That's actually very wet. Oh, it's super wet. Alright guys, so I'm back from a little skiing trip out scouting for some more of the elusive chaga. I found some, and I think we're gonna go at some point here together and harvest it. But let's get into the tent, because I've been warming up some water and some Danish army oatmeal, or what we can call it, porridge. But let's try it out. Let's try out some Russian field ration, coffee and creamer, and combine it with Danish oatmeal from a Danish ration. We have the mess kit over there. I just need to heat the water up once again. This oven here is truly awesome. I think we're gonna have a little bit to eat, and then I'm gonna show you the tent and some of the awesome features, or some of the features I find awesome about this tent. Water's boiling. Oatmeal is under the wool cap. That is awesome, because that means I can turn this oven down again. I have not planned to make a review on this little SOL thermal thing, but I'm pretty sure I will. I might even do it here if I have battery life enough, because these things, they are, I would say, they're almost dangerous. Or they are dangerous actually. You should not be allowed to sell these as survival items, in my opinion. This is crazy. But here we have the Danish oatmeal portion. I can see that the Danish instruction is actually written in Norwegian, but who cares? We're basically the same people. Norwegians, they're just Danes that went to Norway, and then they got lost in the mountains, and they couldn't find back home. It smells like it has some cinnamon or something in it, and it looks like all oatmeals. This will keep you full for the day. I am pretty darn sure of that. This is a heavy portion. Tastes alright. This coffee is actually not half bad. I'm surprised. Not bad at all. It actually tastes like real coffee. I'm super surprised. This actually tastes more like real coffee than Nescafe. True. It tastes like coffee. Amazing. I don't have too much battery life left on that camera and on the other Sony. And I need to spend some Patreon money on a power bank. So thank you very much, guys, who supports on Patreon and PayPal, because it's a big help to the channel. Alright guys, so I think it's time that we take a look at the tent. Not only the tent actually, but the whole setup, because it's truly awesome. In my opinion, you can live here for a long time, as long as you have food and water and firewood. Anyway, I have to say a few things about how and why I promote stuff on my channel, or items, products, companies, whatever, because of all you new subscribers, right? But yeah, my old subscribers of course know that I only promote products that I like, that I know works, and from companies that I like myself and the companies I choose myself. I don't get paid by any company. I refuse weekly, or not refuse, I don't even answer all sorts of weird offers from promoting computer games and women's shoes and all sorts of weird stuff. I just cannot make myself do it. I mean, it just doesn't feel right. So with that out of the way, let's get outside. It's snowing a little bit, but when I got here, it was not snowing whatsoever. But then it started to snow, and I could see, like we can see now, that there are some ice crystals up there. Or not ice crystals, water droplets, which is collecting on the top of the roof here. Here we have a better look at it. We have some small water drops collecting there. And I was of course a little bit nervous that whenever I would turn off the oven and so on, that those droplets there, they would freeze and snow would collect and be very heavy. I was mainly concerned about that because I hadn't put out the guy lines we have here. But I happily found out that this was not the case at all. The ice comes off of this stuff here very easily. Anyway, when I came out the next morning, there was almost no snow on the roof there. And as I said, the ice removes itself really easy from this fabric here, which is a Oxford PU 300, I believe. Maybe I'm not completely right on that. But anyway, this is not a review of the tent, so if it's not 300 PU, then it's something else. You can look it up in the description, because I will of course link to the tent. But let's take a look at the inside here on some of the really awesome features. The winter floor down there, which is quite thick. I say maybe 10 millimeters or something. It just makes a hell of a difference between the normal floor, which zips onto here. Here we have the fabric, right? But the normal floor just zip on here. Then we have an opening here for the oven. And on that side, down there we can see we have a zipper down there. And on that side as well, we have two little openings that can be used for ice fishing, for example, right? I was a little bit surprised about how well it works actually. Because when I attached the floor, I was thinking, what's the difference? but there's a big difference. This guy here hangs out from the side of the tent, as you can see. So I use this for electronics and stuff. Here we have a loose pocket, some more pockets there. Over on the bedside we have the same system. Above the pockets there we have the window, which is more importantly a vent. Because if you fire this oven here without the vent open, then it's gonna be a little bit warm. We have another vent window here. We have a entry exit over there, and we have the entry exit over here. We have a ton of small hooks which sits on swivels. You can for example hang your warm water up there close to the oven, so you don't have to heat it up, reheat it that much. Over here I can have my spoon hanging, my cup, and my little tool here for my boil bottle. Then we have a third organizer up here with some more hook swivels, and we can of course remove this net here. This is actually a quite heavy duty net. It looks flimsy, but it's not whatsoever. Here we can actually see the double wall. We have the inner and the outer walls here, right? And there we can actually see the frame in here. maybe we can see, yeah, we can see the assembly up there. I'll put you guys up there. Whoa, like that. And the other joints, not those kinds of joints, but the joints for the tent, all metal construction. No funky plastics, nylons or anything, it's all metal. And then there's of course the awesome thing about the tent here that it's actually hand sewn. It's not, and it's made in Russia. It is not any funky stuff. I mean, this is all hand sewn by human hand, by skilled personnel. And then we of course have the oven. It's first time I've used this fireplace oven, as it's called. This is called Economica Kamin, and this window, it puts out a lot of heat. You can see I kept the panel, the heat shield on the one side there, because over here we have the bed and I like to have my boots and rucksack and so on standing over there. But over here I took the panel off, and if the firewood is not dry, then the firewood will be very, very dry, very, very fast. That is for dang sure. Of course, a lot of radiated heat passes through this glass. If we had some firewood which was not dry, we could just stack this firewood a little bit further out here to the right and stand firewood up in front of this little hatch there. No, not hatch, but in front of the little window there. It would dry really, really fast. This is super, super awesome. But it was interesting to find out that yeah, the tent here can be it can be transported by manpower alone, and the bag for the tent of course is made so you can actually use it as a backpack, so you can hike a little bit, some few hundred meters or kilometer or whatnot, from a vehicle and into whatever location we prefer. But anyway guys, that was just a short something. As I said, it's not review or anything. I just wanted to show you this awesome tent. I mean, and it's not really that expensive actually. Certainly not compared to what you get. I wanted a hot tent for a long time, and I've been looking at American sites and so on, and yeah, traditional straight wall canvas tents and so on, but they're very expensive. I mean, I think they're double the price of this tent here. Single layer, not double layer, and lacks a lot of features that this tent has. So yeah, I was very happy to run into this Russian company. So if you're interested guys, check it out in the description. There's links to the tent, and there's links to the manufacturer. They are top professional guys. And if you will go to the site, there's actually a button up on top here where you can change the whole site from Russian to English. And yeah, I don't get paid by this company. I don't get any commission from sales or anything like that for promoting this stuff here. I mean, some don't believe that, but yeah, I don't blame those guys, because how can it possibly be that a YouTuber is promoting stuff without getting paid and so on, right? It's not possible, right? But it is. I found a use for the useless Bivvy bag. I'm using it as a cover. I just cut it open, right? So now it's just a one big square. So now, yeah, using it as a cover for the sled, because it's snowing. So it can be used for something. So hopefully you can see down there, we have packed up, we are on the way out. But there's something we should always remember when we leave the forest, and that is to leave something for Dedushka Lesnova. Leave something for the forest. We have taken stuff, so we give this back to whatever creature comes along. Alright guys, so we made it. We're at the homestead. We have the bars there. The sled is over there. I of course didn't reuse the skis from the road. But this is without a doubt the toughest trek that I have made compared to distance, of course. I made some tough ones, but this was a hard one. It's not that long, but really tough. Ooh, I just had to floor it to keep the momentum going. Going slow did not work. So guys, I'm rambling, blah blah blahing. Please check the links in the description. Please consider supporting the channel, the vehicle project, and all that good stuff. And until next time guys, get out and train, get it done, do something awesome. Hope you like the video. See you in the next one.